Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Earlier I did a live, but our internet was so slow, so I was cut short. And this time around, I'd like to continue reviewing the other stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange. So if you're not able to join me as we do the live now, you're welcome to just watch this video at a much later time. Okay, I'm posting this, of course, in our Instagrams as well. And yep, in the meantime, I'd like to go ahead and proceed. Okay, so earlier we talked about, so if you have not watched the video yet, and maybe some of the stocks I reviewed earlier are in your portfolio, just to let you know, I was able to review BDO, URC, ICT, JFC, SMPH, Pure Gold. I will be posting the link down below, so you can also check that out. In the meantime, I'd like to continue and talk about the other stocks here. Okay. So we have Ali. Ali, we were able to break the MA20 line. However, with the volume that we have at the moment, it's not pretty stable yet. Although you're showing some signs of interest here from our foreign buying, so we had that in place. So what we can do is let's plot a short-term support here. The nearest support that I can see at the moment is at the 30.47. So what we see two possibilities. If the green candlestick continues to move up, then that should already be a sign of actually we're very close to a breakout play. Okay, so just one more candlestick to confirm that, and I can confidently say that it is already going to go on a breakout. Now next would be BPI. Same with BPI. I'd like us to this MA20 line will still be our resistance, but if the market gives you a chance right at this level, you have a support very near the price where it is at right now. So either way, I'd have to say within 59.90 to 62, that is already a good entry price if you're a long-term investor for BPI, because at the moment this has been on a decline. Heavy sell-off happened for BPI here, so I think we are starting to recover. Also, as you can see, compared to the volume last Friday, yesterday's volume or today's volume, I'm just recording this a little late, but this is technically a Monday stock market review. Monday's volume is significantly higher than Friday's volume, so that means you're already at a good level. I'd have to say if you can haggle between 59.91 to 62, anywhere in between that, that's already a good start, or a good entry price. And the next one is, okay, let's take a look at SM. SM also did break out. Let me see, foreign buying. Yes, there is foreign buying. I would have to say if you want to get in, actually wherever it is at right now is already a good entry price. But if the market gives you a chance at 795 to 800, that's already a good one. So volume is already starting to recover here. So we were initially thinking yesterday when I did my live, I thought that this would continue to decline, or this should already be a sign of weakness, but surprisingly there was a good market movement in today's in today's market. So that means looks like we might see positive direction in the coming days here. MBT, I would have to say this might continue to dip, but not that far, because the other blue chip companies are already starting to recover, and so far I don't see any negative news for MBT. Okay, this is just going to stabilize first at the support level before it gives a rally to the upside. Also, if you are to notice this, let's say if the price touches 35.90 again, notice where your RSI is situated. It's much higher than the previous point. So if you're interested in MBT, I think you're already at a good level at the moment. Just to be extra careful, if this line that we've plotted here gets broken, that means you might see some more dips in the coming days. But just at least you know which areas to closely monitor. SECB. SECB at the moment is also trying to stabilize, which is just good, right? So that when it dips, it doesn't really go heavy downfall. Right now, it is trying to stabilize. At the same time, there is a scheduled dividend play here. So that means if you are interested to avail the cash dividend that is offered, make sure you are able to get a position, buy some shares before April 13. And then come April 13, if you're just purely trading this, April 13 comes, first, let's say 30 minutes, you can already get out. But if you're in it as a long-term investor, just make sure you still have a position or the system recognizes that you have a position come April 13th. And then you can hold on to it for a long time, and definitely you are already included in the release of the dividend. Okay, so that means if it's 106 per share and you get one, let's say 1 divided by 106, what is this? Cash dividends of 1 and then another 50, so that means it's 150. So maybe, right? So 150. So that is 1.5 per share, 106, 1.4%, right? So let us say your 100,000 divided by 106, you're able to buy 943 shares. Okay, so times 1.5, that means you can get 1,400. Not bad, right? For just a few days. So my recommendation, if you want to really take advantage of the dividends, you get paid on a regular basis and your money is growing through the dividends, and most of the long-term investors are really taking advantage of this. They're not very particular of the dips, right? But they're just investing in blue chip companies, and the dividends that they get out of investing in these companies, that is already their gain. So if you are very particular with very stable income and you're in it for long term, try to engage in stocks that do give regular dividends, right? Because compare it with putting your money in the bank, I doubt if you can get that much, right? 1% per how many months, right? 1% every 3 months, and you count that, let's say 4 times in a year, so that's already how much? 4% just in one stock, right? Okay, so we'll talk more about dividends and see how lucrative it is in the long run. But in the meantime, yeah, those are my 2 cents. If you want a regular payout for just simply investing in companies. Invest in stable companies because they do give out regular dividends on an average of 3 to 4 months each time. Okay, so AC over here also gave us a good recovery, and let's put in 446 as our support level, the nearest support area right here. So in several occasions, this used to be a resistance here, and then when it dipped, it only dipped halfway, and then we had some recovery. So just in case some people will take profit, I know a lot of traders do take profit with just very minimal gains. That might give us a chance for at an area very near 446. Okay, Bloom is also, so for me Bloom is still wait and see because I don't see much volume yet. So we're still sitting at the resistance area for Bloom, and I feel that this might go back. I don't know if it will go back only up to this level or this level. So let me just draw 2 points here, 2 lines as possible area of bounce, and this one too. Okay, but if you want to be very accurate, let's try to measure that using our Fibonacci retracement. So what is Fibonacci retracement? It measures the areas where it could potentially bounce. So if you want to measure that from point A to point B, if you use the wick here, that means you should also use the wick to the upside. All right, that's how you do it. Okay, but I don't do that most of the time. I only use the body and then also the body over here. Okay, so let's see if we plotted it in the right areas. Okay, our area here is very close, right? So possible area of bounce, first point would be 5.62. If that gets broken, it could lead to this area and this area. The lowest point it could drop would be 4.9. Now, if that gets broken, then we have to say that the downtrend is not over yet. Okay, so let's see if it will recover in those key areas that we have plotted there. Globe, very good bounce. I think this is a breakout play for Globe right here. So I feel that we might have some more rally to the upside, but this is not, if you are to ask me, I am a conservative player. This is already an overbought level. As you can see, we're very near. We're actually outside of the 70 area of RSI. So that means we are in the overbought area. So just in case the market takes profit, the nearer you are to 2030, that would be better. Overall, you are, so I think Globe was not really heavily affected in this period. There was a decline, but not that much. Also, this is a perfect example of a company that regularly pays dividend. Look at this, 27, 22, 27, 22, around that range. So let's say 22 divided by 23.9, close to 1% as well. So that's really a good stable income if you come to think of it, right? 1%. Let's say you only entered 100,000, right? 100,000. How many shares can you buy? 23 divided by 23. You can buy 43 shares. Let's say 43. Okay, and how many times do they give out? Okay, March. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay, 43 shares times, let's say, average of 25. Okay, times 5. Because this is your first payout, and because they pay out 5 times in a year, so times 5 equals 5375. And you've invested how much? I mentioned 100,000, right? That's 5%. That's realistic gain there, right? Divide by 2, 3. Yeah, that was it earlier. So your 100,000, if you put in Globe, and if they pay regularly, let's say 5 times in a year, on an average of 25, your money will be gaining by 5% each year, right? And they've consistently paid, in some occasions they even pay more, right? January, Feb, June, August. See that? This 2017 to 2018. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Around that. Okay, so I used to not look at dividends as really integral in my trading plans, but right now, um, come to think of it, it's promising you more realistic gains at a less riskier approach. You know what I mean? Okay, GTCAP. Okay, GTCAP over here is also stabilizing at a support area. Okay, so this one over here, and you're also at the oversold. Let's see, still foreign selling happening. So maybe what we can do or recommend here is that the moment we see a green candlestick formed in this area, that would be a good time to also consider now, if you believe in GTCAP. Okay, TEL. What happened to TEL? TEL right over here. Let's see, is this much higher? Still higher. What about this? Much lower. Okay, much lower. This one is much higher. While the price is moving upwards, your RSI is on a decline. That means we're very near a possible decline. So where could it be next? So I'm thinking the next possible resistance for PLDT is at the 1196 level. Okay, so you're very near that. In other words, if you're showing interest in TAL, I would have to say hold on to your buying power first, because the moment it reaches this level and you see some signs of weakness, you can still get it at a much lower price because it will retrace. However, in some occasions, let's say for some reason it gaps up and then ends, let's say starts at 1196 and ends above that, then you have a potential breakout play. And then we plot again where could it potentially resist. Okay, JGS is also I still would like to plot this area as our resistance. We have a slight overshoot to the upside, starting to trigger breakout in the MA20 line, but let us see. Hopefully we have a much higher outcome tomorrow. Otherwise, we're still not safe because this is still a resistance level. MPI starting to show, let's see, slight increase. So if you want, let's just use this green line as our area of support. If that gets broken, that means downtrend is not over yet, but with a volume much higher, a little higher, Well, it's not that significantly high, so a slight increase in the volume, but I'd still want to use this area as our support. It's an ascending triangle. Morocco started to show some recovery here. I think, yeah. But the nearest resistance that I see is the 268.96. So your call if you're already good with that. Otherwise, wait for a retracement very near your MA20 line. So either way, from here to here, some people they're already okay with that because they're long-term investors, which is almost 10% away from your MA20 line. So if you can still wait, maybe wait for it to retrace. But if there's a gap up that will happen, then this is a good candidate for another breakout play here. Meg also trying to trigger up here. Let's see if, let's say tomorrow, we're still at the resistance area though, okay? So if if the price starts much higher than 2.63 and most of the action happens to the upside, then I would have to say that is a breakout play, breaking out of the MA20 line. So another key stock to monitor this significant increase in the volume here. Okay. RLC as well. Let's use this. Okay, let's use this as our support for RLC. There. Okay. 1350 is the support that we see right there. What about MWC? MWC, good breakout of the MA20 line here. Very smooth jump. It used the MA20 as the support, so I feel that we could have some more movements to the upside for MWC. 9.68 is the nearest support that I can spot right here. AGI, I don't feel good about this. No volume, red candlestick today. That's a sign of weakness, so that means be extra careful. This might dip again, and let's see, maybe we can catch it at 5.69. What about ISM, or the new name DITO? Support here is 1.52. Hopefully it continues to recover. You have a lot of foreign buying right here, so that's a good 6% increase. If they take, let's say, some people will take profit anywhere from 1.59 to 1.68 is already a good entry price right here. This is already a very good discounted price if you believe in the potential of this company. This one is giving us some signs of weakness, so be extra careful. I see some more dips here. This one, next resistance is at this level. Oh, this 30 pesos area. Okay, that is the next resistance, 28.50. So if you can negotiate and wait for it to trace, go ahead, but you're very near a resistance. So in terms of risk to reward, you have higher risk than a reward. So it's still your call overall. How far are we? Okay, we're halfway there. AEV is already very high for me. March 17. Okay, next resistance. You're very near a resistance for AEV, so be extra careful. If this experiences some resistance right at this level, so chances are it will dip. And imagine for how many days all green right over here. So a stock needs to rest as well. I know I mentioned DMC earlier. WLCON. WLCON might revisit this area, 12.27. Okay, and when it touches that level, see how your RSI behaves. We want to see an upward direction in your RSI, something like this. Okay, but definitely I still see that it might dip a little, probably touching 12.24 before it moves up. COSCO signs of weakness, as you can see here, right at the MA20 level, so it might go down again. If it does, um, sometimes it goes lower low. Okay, so this is, let's say, your high over here, lower high. This is low, so it might have lower low. But first of all, we still challenge this same area first, because sometimes it just bounces right at the same range and then moves up. SMC, also a sign of weakness. Do you see that? Very near your MA20 line, and it did not even touch the line, but it didn't sustain. We ended with a red candlestick. So if it dips further, let's take a look. Let's see where it could potentially stop. Let's use a short-term Fibonacci retracement here. So it might jump and retrace or bounce in the 89.71 or 86.42 or 83.75. Lowest you can get is 0.618. All right. So those are your key areas to monitor. Fruit already broke the MA20 line, so I think we now have a brand new support for fruit. The reason why I said that is it had a support in this range. Okay, and then we're also sitting at the MA20 line, so that is now your new support, 1.20. Okay, so I think that is it for now. We were able to cover a little, a lot actually, for tonight. So I hope you guys will be able to watch this video in the morning, and if you have not subscribed yet to our channel, please do subscribe. That is your way of helping and a way of motivating me to continue what I'm doing. So that is my only validation. If I have people who are interested in listening to my insights, that keeps me fired up. Okay, at the same time, on my own, I do this because I use this as a way of journaling. I want to understand whether my insights today are accurate the next day. So what I would normally write after right after the market closes, I go back to this video and study again, just to validate whether my insights are correct. Okay, so I hope you also go back to this video right after the market closes and cross-reference. In the meantime, good morning everyone, and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. You take care, and you have a good one. Bye bye for now.